Welcome to the B.S.P.C. And again, we're going to start off with Reddit stories that we do every week. And it's going to be Am I the Asshole? And this one is by Enough Reflection 77. Am I the asshole for expecting my husband to not have double standards for his kids versus mine? So OP says, am I the asshole for asking my husband to hold his 26-year-old son to the same standard as he holds my 21-year-old son and my daughter's 12-year-old son? My husband requires advance notice for my son and grandson being at our house. My husband says it's for planning purposes. But when his son showed up unannounced and I asked him to please speak with his son about letting us know when he's coming, my husband told me kids should feel like they can visit their parents and that most parents would be happy their kid came to visit. Then he got angry, absolutely would not acknowledge that it's no different than what he asks of my son and grandson, and has now been giving me the silent treatment for several weeks.
You ain't the asshole. We read this twice already, and we don't see how you're the asshole. You just want the same treatment that his son is getting. And it must be more to the story, but I think that he just don't like your people, and he just trying to control you. That's what I think.
That, or he just won't acknowledge the fact that your kids are also his kids by law now.
Yeah.
Because like CEDDYCAIN said, I mean, yeah, this is the second time we read it because we had a little bit of a technical error, so we had to restart this. But when we read it the first time, I stated that the hypocrisy in it with how can he let his son come over like that and then sit there and say that a parent should feel grateful and happy the fact that their kids are coming over to visit, whether they're unannounced or not, but yet she can't do that with her own kids. It's kind of a little messed up.
It really is.
So what you said about parents should feel grateful about their kids coming over, you're not allowing your wife to have that same feeling and treatment with her own kids.
Yeah. I get from it, he don't respect her.
That's what it says.
You know, like you just said, like you want your kids to come over anytime they want to, you know, because you're the parent. She should have the right to do so too. Hey, only 21 years old and 12. Come on now. Ain't like they're coming back to stay and live there for the rest of their life, to come to visit. It shouldn't be a big deal. And it must be something. It must be something that went down. It gotta be something more to the story to make him feel like this. Maybe she cheated on him a long time ago and had a kid. And now they're back together, and he feel like, I don't want them bastard kids around here. They ain't mine.
I really don't know. I mean, that's up for speculation, considering nothing's been said.
Yeah.
I guess the last thing I'll say on it is that as a person who's had this exact same problem in my childhood, but not with my parents, but with my grandparents, this is wrong. You shouldn't do it at all. Long story short, like with my dad's parents, which I don't acknowledge them as my grandparents, that they made us the black sheep of the family. So I would go to their house. My cousins would be over there and hanging out, and I would be hanging out with my cousins, and then my grandparents would walk in and say, hey, we're going to go to the store, and then look at me and say, you need to go home. And when I asked why, it's like, well, they can stay, but you need to go home because we're not going to be here. You shouldn't treat your kids that way. They will remember it, especially the younger they are. That will follow them as they get older and change how they view things and how they're going to handle stuff when they get older.
Yep, pretty much. That's how it is.
You have anything else to say about this one before we go to the second one?
I ain't got pretty much nothing to say. Like I say, you ain't the asshole. Your husband need to figure out something because he's wrong in the situation. He's the asshole.
The second story we have about Agitated Policy 8304. Am I the asshole for refusing to take sides in a workplace feud? I, 39 female, have been an ER doctor in a small rural hospital for 6 years. One of the ugly secrets not everybody knows about hospital is that valuables often go missing. It's deplorable, but in a place with hundreds of workers and thousands of strangers constantly coming in and out, likely not everyone is going to be honest. So since my first day here, my coworkers told me to hide my wallet because cash tends to disappear around here. What kept changing was the alleged culprit. In my first year, everybody swore it was a health technician who eventually quit for unrelated reasons. Then they switched the blame to an ER nurse, and now to another for the past 2 to 3 years, 51 female Amy. Now, I believe that where there's smoke, there's fire. That said, my own experience in these years has always been very positive. I'm known to be very forgetful and careless about my stuff, yet nothing has ever disappeared. As long as I've been here, I've always refused to take sides. I'm friendly with everyone, and although I enjoy innocent gossip, like who's sleeping with who, I firmly refuse to judge anyone based on voices alone. Amy, which is the 51 female that is the new person they're accusing now, Amy has always been a friend of mine. We exchange jokes and sometimes confide in. She's in a rough spot because of health concerns with her elderly parents, and I try to be supportive. What drives me up the wall is the general attitude in the ward. At least 3 ER workers have told me they've personally witnessed Amy rummaging through co-workers and patients' purses, yet no one has ever stopped her in the act, or even called her to the side to ask her what the fuck was she doing, or filed a report. Lately, I've been unwillingly involved in this drama, although I've always tried to stay out of it. A couple of colleagues have openly criticized me for continuing to be in good terms with Amy, implying that if I keep being friends with her, then I must condone her behavior. Yesterday, I finally lost my cool. I bluntly stated that I have the right to talk to whomever I want, that I've never seen a sliver of proof that she's actually doing what she's accused of, that adult people should have the courage to speak up when they see someone committing a crime, and that this mean girl's attitude is more worthy of a kindergarten than a professional setting. As so, I'm now shunned by a good portion of my coworkers. I couldn't care less about what my coworkers think, but I'm torn about how I handled the situation. If Amy's actually guilty, of course I won't shield her anymore, but I don't feel comfortable jumping on the bandwagon with nothing more than whispers and gossip. So am I the asshole for not taking any sides in this workplace feud?
My opinion, no, you're not the asshole. If I was in your position, I would do exactly the same exact thing. I'm not taking nobody's sides. At the end of the day, everybody's grown in there. Like they say, they seen Amy picking through people's stuff multiple times, but nobody have told anybody. Nobody wrote her up. No, she haven't got fired. All y'all grown people. Yeah, or confronted her. So all y'all grown people. It seemed like y'all just trying to pick on one person, and it's probably really the other people that's picking on Amy is the ones that's probably stealing stuff. So you was right. Don't pick sides. Just let them fight it out, whatever they're going to do, and call it a day. But until you see Amy actually doing something that she's not supposed to be doing, you confront her about it. Other than that, leave it alone. You out of it.
See, from what I'm getting here, it's just a woman workplace.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the reason why I say that is because with my wife, when she was working at the community health down here, every day there was drama. She would come home and tell me all these wild stuff that's going on in the office. And being with nurses and stuff, that's a woman predominant field. They're constantly surrounded by women. I don't know if it's something that they always have to have some sort of drama to keep going so they can be interested and enjoy their work. And I don't get it. I don't, because the OP is not the asshole. She didn't do anything wrong. I wouldn't take sides until you had concrete proof of what's going on. There's no reason to sit there and shun Amy. And like you stated before, if they are claiming to have seen her in the act, why didn't they do anything about it? Like, why didn't they confront her? Why didn't they take pictures? I mean, that's kind of scummy on its own, taking pictures in a weird way. Just go and talk to the person like an adult when you see them doing it. But at least, like, if you're going to be there and be snobby and gross like that, just take a picture or record. We live in 2025. Everybody likes to pull out their phone nowadays. Why haven't they caught her? Why haven't they gotten any evidence on her by taking pictures if she was really doing
cameras? Pretty sure they got cameras. So it sounds like to me everybody been just being kids and just saying and just picking on one person. It's just a bunch of kids and women gossip. That's all it is.
No, just leave it alone. And you didn't do anything wrong telling them to back off from you. Just stick to, I'm here to work. Friends is a bonus if I make them here, and I'm going to do my thing until it starts to be a problem for me personally.
Exactly. You there to do a job and you there to make your money and leave. That's it.
That's it. But other than that, just don't do anything until you see it yourself. At that point, and since you already argued with them, you need to let them know that, hey, the next time you catch her in the act, take a picture of it, confront her, talk to her, do something.
Yeah, for real.